The country music of Blake Shelton is well liked by many. Many people are interested in Blake Shelton's other projects as well. According to some news outlets, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani are the subject of a shocking story. Would this marriage also come to an end, similar to his previous two? Their fans are eagerly awaiting their response now that the couple has addressed the rumors. Tell me what they said. Blake Shelton's life, career, wife Gwen, and the stories surrounding them are explored in greater depth in this film. On June 18, 1976, Blake Shelton came into this world in Ada, Oklahoma. His parents' names are Richard Lee Shelton and Dorothy Ann Shelton. Blake Shelton's talent for music made it a regular part of the Shelton family's musical traditions. At the age of 12, Shelton's uncle decided to help his nephew pursue his passion by teaching him guitar. While Blake's music flourished and his moods fluctuated, he was generally happy. He suffered a great loss when his brother Richie was killed in a tragic car accident. Despite losing a crucial piece of his work, Blake persisted and improved. He relocated to Nashville, Tennessee after deciding to pursue music as a career after high school, and in 1997 inked a record deal with Sony Music. Things didn't start off well for Blake after he signed with Giant Records in 2001. Why? He had planned to release the song as his debut single in 2001, but the record label rejected it. Someone else sang the song, and it was a huge hit. Giant Records went out of business the moment Shelton's new single was released. What came next for the talented singer? The parent company of Giant Records, Warner Brothers Records, relocated him. He ended up benefiting more than he had anticipated from what appeared to be a setback. Austin soared to the top of the Hot Country Singles and Tracks chart on Billboard. In an effort to capitalize on the single's success, Shelton put out an album titled Shelton, which was commercial. However, critics felt differently. Music critic Maria Kiki DeNoia gave the album favorable reviews, praising the song Austin in particular. However, Scott Holwood was less enthusiastic. The Dreamer, Shelton's second studio album, was released in 2003 and received similar critical acclaim as his debut. It was certified gold and had a #1 single, The Baby. The album itself was not successful in the charts, but the singles never did. Kay, the woman Shelton had been seeing for quite some time, was married to him later that year. October 17, 2003, in Gurn. They discovered that marriage was not easy. The third studio album by Blake Shelton, Blake Shelton's Barn and Grill, was released in 2004. The album also had the #1 hit Some Beach, and a cover of Goodbye Time by Conway Twitty also reached the top 10. True to form, Blake Shelton's Barn and Grill also achieved platinum status. There was no denying it. Shelton had become famous. Television also featured him. However, he and Kay were unable to translate his professional success into their personal lives. Before 2006, TG got a split. The thing that set Shelton and Kay, GT decided to end their long-term relationship? According to rumors, Shelton first met Miranda Lambert in 2005 on CMT's 100 Greatest Duets show. Were they the ones who first fell in love? They collaborated on a song titled Home, a cover of Michael Bublé's song of the same name. The song's overwhelming popularity catapulted it to the peak of the Hot Country Songs chart. Was Kay influenced by anything that transpired between them? Dr. Willie G. Did Shelton and you break up? After breaking up with Kay in 2006, Blake began seeing Lambert. GT caused no harm to his company. Even by the time his fourth solo album, Pure BS, dropped in early 2007, he was riding high. Singles Don't Make Me, which peaked at 12, and The More I Drink, which peaked at 19, from the album both reached country radio's top 20. His singing career flourished, and he continued to have a string of hit singles in addition to appearing in more television shows. Among the singer's collaborators were other notable musicians. From his 2010 EP, Hillbilly Bone, released in March on Reprise Records Nashville, Shelton sang a duet with Trace Adkins titled Hillbilly Bone. In May, the musician proposed to Miranda Lambert, and the couple tied the knot. The couple tied the knot in 2011. Is it possible that the events at the wedding are related to the gossip? That will still be on our agenda. Shelton started coaching in 2011. It wasn't that the singer was giving up his art. He just shifted his focus from wowing audiences with his voice to mentoring aspiring musicians on the NBC reality program The Voice. That same year, he released the album Red River Blue. The album's lead single, Honeybee, became an enormous hit and set certain records. It became the most quickly sold male singer's country song and peaked at #1. It also became one of Shelton's songs to reach that milestone. The album's other two top 40 singles, God Gave Me You and Drink on It, were also successful. Tragically, Blake's father died after a long fight with illness just as he was reveling in his newfound success. How did this affect the performer emotionally? After Shelton's terrifying experience ended, he returned to his job. The song Over You, which was written and performed by his ex-wife, was a huge hit and went on to win many awards, including Song of the Year at the 2013 Academy of Country Music Awards and the CMA Song of the Year in 2012. Even after that, he collaborated with Miranda Lambert again. The two of them performed at the 2012 Super Bowl. Regrettably, they decided to part ways 3 years down the road. How did this come to pass? They discussed the problems that led to their breakup. They issued a statement reading, "This is not the future we envisioned, and it is with heavy hearts that we move forward separately. We are real people with real lives, along with real family, friends, and coworkers. Therefore, we kindly ask for privacy and understanding in this very private matter." Following the divorce, Shelton infuriated fans in 2016 when some of his old posts on X, formerly Twitter, were made public again. The postings were harsh and offensive to members of the gay community. The singer swiftly removed the tweets in 2016 after getting into trouble for them and expressed her apologies. "Everyone knows comedy has been a major part of my career, and it's always been out there for anyone to see," said he. However, anyone who knows me knows I don't stand for any kind of hate. Is my humor sometimes corny and childish? Yes. Is it hateful? No. Never. That being said, I'm deeply sorry to anyone who was offended, said he. It was unfortunate that Shelton was still juggling a few issues. Dealing with other artists was a part of his job in the music industry. A rapid recovery allowed him to regain his run of 5 consecutive #1 singles. Shelton was very talented, and he would need to perform even better to be pushed from his position as leader. Due to his many contributions to country music, Blake Shelton, based on a true story, debuted in June 2016 at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum. The exhibit chronicled his life, beginning with his childhood in Oklahoma and ending with his stardom in Nashville. As a career-defining moment, it centered on his stint as a voice teacher on The Voice, joined by 30 other artists on the CMA Awards tribute track Forever Country, which was created to commemorate the event's half-century anniversary. Shelton demonstrated his stardom. A compilation of classic country songs, the single soared to the top of Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart. His expertise as a voice teacher on The Voice was further validated when his teammate Sundance Head won season 11. After being named a creativity ambassador in Oklahoma, and his wax figure debuted at Madame Tussauds Nashville the following year, he continued to bring Shelton more praise. In season 13 of The Voice, he continued his winning streak with Chloe Kohansky. Shelton returned to his singing roots with the lead single I'll Name the Dogs from his 2017 November album Texoma Shore, his 11th studio album overall. Another major milestone in his remarkable musical career was the January 2018 airplay of the album's second single, I Lived It, on country radio. Shelton possessed all the necessities, yet he persisted in seeking love. His 2015 co-worker on The Voice, Gwen Stefani, was the one who gave it to him. Gwen saved my life. Who else on earth could understand going through a high-profile divorce from another musician? You can't even imagine the similarities in our divorces, she said. What do you think about these two, Gwen Stefani? Who is she? In case you were unaware, she is a multi-talented American who has recorded music, acted, designed clothing, and started her own business. Her story is about to be told. Gwen Stefani was born to Dennis and Patty Flynn Stefani in Fullerton, California on October 3, 1969. Her mother was an accountant before she became a housewife, and her father was Yamaha's marketing manager. Eric is one of her older siblings. Jill and Todd are her younger ones. It was Eric who first encouraged her to sing. In 1986, he introduced her to ska music by acts such as The Selecter and Madness. He proceeded to ask her to be a part of the ska band he had formed, No Doubt. No Doubt struggled at first to establish their rhythm. They joined with Interscope Records in 1991, and their self-titled debut album was released in 1992. The album failed to chart, but 1995 saw a significant improvement in Stefani's career with the release of their third album. Over the course of more than 3 years, the album's composition yielded hits such as Don't Speak, which topped the Hot 100 Airplay year-in chart in 1997. With the success of the album, Stefani's star rose alongside that of No Doubt. Other acts were also part of Stefani's work. She appeared on tracks by Brian Setzer, Eve, and Moby. But No Doubt was once again in troubled waters when their subsequent albums, Return of Saturn and Rocksteady, bombed in the charts due to fans' disapproval of the band's new sound. For Stefani, that tone was very important because her music reflects her struggles, relationships, and anxieties. After Tony Kanal joined the band, the singer began seeing him romantically. Finally, the band broke up, which nearly ended their careers, but inspired Stefani to write a plethora of songs. This was something she would repeatedly do. Following her breakup with Kanal, the singer began a relationship with Bush's lead singer and guitarist, Gavin Rossdale. Their wedding took place in 2002. Stefani filed for a divorce in 2015 after they had 3 sons together. Blake Shelton's second marriage also came to an end that year. Despite Stefani's 2016 divorce, she fell head over heels for Blake Shelton. As she immersed herself in her career as a solo artist, Stefani temporarily set aside her relationship troubles. She contributed new songs like Spark the Fire and Baby Don't Lie, and she was also hard at work on her third studio album. She also collaborated with Eminem on the track Kings Never Die and dropped a new single titled Used to Love You, the inspiration for which came from her split from Gavin Rossdale. After its 2016 release, This Is What the Truth Feels Like soared to the top of the Billboard 200. As a promotional stunt, Stefani accompanied Eve on her tour. The actress's interests extended beyond the realm of music. The opportunity to try her hand at voice acting presented itself, and she jumped at the chance to voice a character in the animated film Trolls. However, Stefani's singing would always take precedence. During her appearance on the documentary series The Defiant Ones, she announced her intention to release new music, and she continued to work in the music industry. Her Christmas album is called You Make It Feel Like Christmas. Stefani remained active on The Voice as a coach as well. She remained a popular and well-respected figure in the music industry during her tenure on the show, which spanned several seasons. During that time, she helped talented singers improve their craft and ultimately won with one of her contestants, Carter R., Stefani and her boyfriend Blake Shelton were very close, and they even collaborated on a few occasions. First, they were collaborators on the 2015 single Go Ahead and Break My Heart, and then they began dating in 2016. Together, they became even more famous in 2019 with their collaboration on the smash hit Nobody But You. A different song, Happy Anywhere, with a message of optimism and resilience, was also released during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many aspects of the music industry were disrupted by the pandemic, but Stefani persisted in working and creating music despite this. Her recent solo work includes the single Let Me Reintroduce Myself, appearances on Dua Lipa's songs, and hints at unreleased music from other artists. As time went on, the bond between Shelton and Stefani grew stronger. On October 27, 2020, a mystical event transpired between them. In front of Stefani's children and other loved ones, Shelton proposed to her in a church on his Oklahoma farm. They exchanged vows in the same chapel in the year 2021. After her marriage, Stefani continued to devote herself fully to her job. In 2022, she collaborated with Sean Paul on the vibrant and energetic track Light My Fire. Collaborating with other artists was a refreshing change of pace and ultimately led to her discovering new music. And she and her husband, Blake Shelton, are still very much in the workforce. However, many report that their marriage is on the rocks. Do you believe those tales? A few weeks back, Gwen Stefani shocked fans with her comments regarding her marriage to Blake Shelton. The rumors that her marriage is in trouble have finally been denied by her. No Doubt's lead singer recently discussed how easy it was to collaborate on songs with Shelton, attributing the strength of their relationship to their mutual love and shared values. Stefani stated, "Nobody can get to us when we're in love and our values are truly aligned." He retorted, "You can say whatever you want about our relationship. I mean, a week ago we were getting divorced again or something. It's just lies." Stefani's anger stemmed from the inaccurate reports of their split. The truth is the truth, and we all know what it is. That negativity would never get through just because I shared a song that I didn't write for anyone else but myself. Stefani also discussed the couple's problems, admitting that she had low self-esteem and doubted her abilities at times. Straight away, she told him, "I had been going through those times when you're wondering, oh my gosh, am I just getting older? Am I cute?" These worries, according to her, seeped into her relationship with Shelton, causing needless drama, even though she knew how close they were. "Even though I know what's really going on today, you still make up drama in your head about your fears and what might happen. I was getting paranoid during that time in my relationship with Blake," said the woman. However, upon reflection, Stefani came to the realization that her anxiety was primarily stemming from her tendency to dwell on thoughts. The sheesh was worried about was just a figment of her mind, according to her. When asked about the times he felt vulnerable in their relationship, Shelton was as forthright as Stefani. In private, he and Stefani discussed their fears of aging and losing their identities. This demonstrated the depth of their mutual understanding and support. Despite their mutual unease, Stefani boasted about their robust marriage and referred to Shelton as her best friend. They fell in love after meeting on The Voice, set in 2014. They tied the knot in 2021. Shelton proved to be a trustworthy associate for Stefani. Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo are the names of her 3 sons from her marriage to Gavin Rossdale. Stefani received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and Shelton delivered a heartfelt speech that brought tears to his wife's eyes. He recalled with great detail their initial encounter on The Voice set, when Stefani arrived in a black minivan laden with child seats, a sight that reassured her. Emotionally, Shelton paid tribute to Stefani's remarkable career in music, television, film, style, and beauty in his speech. He made a joke about how his love for her was more important than all the praise in the world, while praising her beautiful and distinctive style.